Alright guys, what's going on? We've got Wars 2 and 3 of Season 43. The first one here is going to be against Chaos. So I have obviously heard of Chaos. We've played Chaos before. I didn't remember, like, wars with them being particularly close. But this war is going to be really close. They started out really strong. We started out pretty strong. And neither alliance played particularly well. But this is also coming off of my death to MCoC on node 54, so I am pretty nervous for this war. Like, I was really nervous about all my fights. I could have given myself more fights than I did, and I decided not to. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at their map. A lot of it's already been cleared by the time I joined. But yeah, I'm going to be starting off on path 7. I'm going to be going path 1. I'm going to take that Zemo after the boss goes down. And Zemo is there. And sometimes he's on Power Snack, because if you're immune to something, like if you're immune to Power Snack, or if you're immune to a debuff, it's also why he's like on Hazard Shift a lot. Every time that you're immune to something, he gets a fury, like a huge fury, and he will just destroy you through the block. So, yeah, it's like pretty smart placement for him. You know, Zemo's a really dangerous defender on other nodes, though. Sometimes it's better not to deviate from the more dangerous nodes, but they did in this case, and just to be extra safe, I'm going to wait for the boss to go down. So, but I did have to take this fight first because I have a fight on node 21. And yeah, that's going to go horribly, so Tuma, no big deal. Kingpin is also not going to be a big deal. But Korg on node 21 is going to be really rough. So yeah, just building some spores here. And then I'm going to lock them in. Or attempt to lock them in. I'm going to miss that. And yeah, this is just you know, not the cleanest, definitely not the cleanest fight I've ever had, but yeah, not a huge deal, not much to say about this fight. It's over in like 30 seconds. Okay, so this Korg, I decide to put on a combat regen boost because the worst thing that can happen against a Korg is that you get cornered. So I want to tap him a couple times just to keep space on the map. So I'm going to do it here, and I'm going to get an Incinerate right away. And I'm going to parry. I'm going to stand here. He's going to hit my block a couple times. He has a massive, like, 500% Fury. And you can see that parry did 53, almost 5,400 damage. And now I have 2 Incinerates on me. If I didn't have that combat regen boost, I'm pretty sure I would have died. If you look right here, I'm at like 29% health, and he was still at 75% health. That is, that's really not good. The other thing is, right there I got super lucky, but I was pretty convinced I was going to die at this point. One thing that I think is kind of dumb about the combat regen boosts is that they don't scale with your modified health. So it's supposed to be 15%, it's supposed to heal you for 15% of your health, but it heals you for 15% of your unboosted health. So it ends up doing like willpower type of healing, which is just not enough. You know, I mean, it's literally an Alliance War boost. So I feel like, you know, they should assume that you're going to be boosted, and, you know, I mean, it's expensive. It's 10,000 loyalty, or, you know, they charge units for them too. So I just feel like they could do a better job with that. But here, I was not messing around after that Korg fight. I put on an invuln and was just like, you know what? I'm just going to push him to his special 3. I'm not going to screw around with the healing. This is a rank 3 mole man, so, you know, he doesn't have, like, a ton of health to work with, and it's a rank 5 Quicksilver. So I'm going to go ahead and take the special 3. I'll fast forward through it. Super long animation. And then I'm just going to throw my second special too, and he'll go down. Mole Man is such a good champion. He's so underrated. I assign him as often as I can, which doesn't always happen, but he's just so fast and he's so safe. He's literally the perfect Quicksilver counter. I think he's the best Quicksilver counter in the game, because he either has True Strike or Guaranteed Crits, and Quicksilver can't evade either one. Okay, so this is just going to be a Baron Zemo on Buffet. Again, I removed Dexterity for this fight. The whole reason he's here is because if you use someone who's immune to Buffet or Nullify or like Power Snack, he's going to get a Fury every single time that you are like immune to the nullification that goes along with Buffet. So yeah, basically you just want to use somebody and remove Dexterity. That's like kind of the key with that fight. If he's either on Buffet or Power Snack, that's what you want to do. And you don't want to use an immune champion against him on Hazard Shift. So, alright, that was it. Like I said, this was a really bad war for us. We went from dying 1 time as an alliance to dying 7 times as an alliance, which is just a huge leap. Granted, Chaos's defense is really good. It's really well developed. They had, all the 7-star rank 2s. They had, the best war defenders ranked up as high as possible. So good job to them on their defense. But we did, eke out a win here. Okay, and then this is War 3. This is the war that just ended today. This is going to be against JA, Jedi Assassins. And they banned Ghost, Tigra, and Kingpin. So I know a lot of alliances are doing this. They're not banning we're not banning the same champions that we did last season. But yeah, so the Tigra ban has hurt us in the past. I think we've figured out a way to get around it. But a lot of people are using Kitty Pryde for problematic fights on the map right now, and Tigra makes playing Kitty Pryde a lot easier. So I assume that's why banning Tigra has become a thing. But yeah, I mean for us, we're not really using Kitty Pryde. So go ahead and take a look at their map here. I was a little bit surprised. Some of their defenders were not super high ranked. They do have a couple of rank 2 7-star mystics. That Chavez is rank 2, MCoC is rank 2, Bishop is rank 2. But I think their Wong was rank 1. I don't think they had a 7-star Korg on defense. So yeah, I'm gonna start here on path 6. This is a nothing fight. It's just a white Magneto. Omega Sentinel is immune to ability accuracy modification against mutants. So white Magneto, since she's metal, should shut her down a little bit, but he doesn't, because he can't. It's just part of her kit. Same thing with Storm Pyramid X. Omega Sentinel, I don't remember if it's that she can't glance against her, or if the glancing doesn't prevent any of her abilities from happening. Omega Sentinel is one champion that can always remove prowess from Storm Pyramid X. Other champions, if they glance, tactic attackers, they don't remove her prowess, but Omega Sentinel always does. So here I am removing Dexterity because my next fight is going to be a Korg on Buffet and Vigorous Assault. This is a really easy fight. It can get dangerous. I have seen good players die here before, but if you remove Dexterity, you also remove all of the risk from the fight. So just going to go ahead, build up some spores, lock them in, and at this point I'm just gonna wait. I have the guidance here for the long stun duration, and yeah, you can see we're at 30 spores and he is just melting. It's been about 20 seconds, 25 seconds, and he's gonna go down here. So yeah, nothing to that fight. And then in section 2, I'm gonna go path 1 again. There's a thing here, and I'm gonna take it with Omega Red again. It doesn't go quite as smoothly as it did in War 1. I feel like I made a mistake. I feel like I made a few mistakes. I've made mistakes in every war since I died. So I think I triggered his regeneration here. But yeah, so he threw that special one. I wasn't really expecting it. And now I kind of have to play slow. Gonna go ahead and lock in spores, push him to 15 rock stacks. And I hit his block there. Should not have done that. There was a pretty good chance that he would go unblockable there. And now I've triggered the regeneration. Gonna go ahead and evade his special one. And the fight will be over now. It's, you know, I was never in any danger here. It's just, you know, I don't like making mistakes at all, but especially in Alliance War. And then this is a super easy fight. This is just going to be an apocalypse. Not 100% sure why he's here. Maybe like to try to protect him from Corvus or something. But Herc is whitelisted, so there's no need to protect Apocalypse from Corvus right now. But yeah, I also knew that this person was running suicides. They placed an Elsa on the map. I think that they said, like, that it was a mistake, but they were the only person in the Alliance to place with suicides, and they were also placing an Elsa Bloodstone, so not sure if it was an accident or not. But, so yeah, I decided to throw on the heal block pre-fight here, and he's just gonna tick down really quickly. Oh, I also only was running half suicides here, I think because I was a little bit worried about, like, the debuffs that he could place on me if I had a damage over time effect. But, you know, I mean, it really didn't matter, I just didn't want to die. And then this is going to be a long shot, so this was kind of forced. Their map was set up pretty well, and I couldn't fit a Flame on Torch to this fight. I needed him somewhere else. So I've taken this fight a ton, removed dexterity. Here, you know, I did a pretty good job of building up my spores, but I didn't lock them in. So I'm gonna lock them in here. You wanna lock them in while he's at low power. There I tried to evade even though I have dex off. You wanna try to lock them in when he's at low power because he tries to apply his degeneration on both hits of his heavy attack. So the first hit will trigger Conflictor and the second hit will lock in your spores. Go ahead and throw the special 3 here. I don't think I should have done that, but I mean, yeah, ultimately this doesn't really matter. He's not pure of heart. I can push him to special 2. Here, I went for a reparry and have no idea how that happened, but it doesn't really matter a ton. He's just gonna die here. So lots of like little mental errors, lots of little mistakes, but it was okay. I'm definitely not taking this MCoC. I'm not in the right headspace to take that fight again quite yet. We did end up beating JA. We were really worried, like when we matched them after our last war, but we ended up bouncing back really well. We died 2 times as an alliance. They died 3 times pretty early, so they knew that they had lost, and it says they died 41 times. They actually only lost 11 attack bonuses. I think that their player who was supposed to take their boss in one of the battle groups like didn't show up until really late and like wasn't responding to messages. And the boss that was there is one that requires like an actual counter. So I think they died like, I don't know, like 30 times to that boss or something. But yeah, so not a great war for them. It was a really good war for us. Hopefully we can keep up this momentum and just keep being consistent and playing well. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.